I've been watching the stuff on Hunter Biden. Instead of saying, hey, y'all, do this. So, because that's like usually what people do whenever they first get on here. Just snap your attention to focus on them. That's the best way, I think. Maybe some people think how to get your attention quickly. Make you focus on the phone. Hey, what's he doing? Anyway, that's what I was talking about yesterday. So anyway, talking about Joe Biden's son, Hunter. He was convicted on all three charges. And he could face up to 25 years in jail, prison. And so the president said, not my president, Joe Biden said that he would not pardon his son, though. I mean, probably commute his sentence, whatever it is. He kind of, until that point, he probably walking free until the sentencing. Much like President Trump and everything. I don't know how that's going to go. With the thing about somebody saying something, we're going to convict. They're going to some cousin of a juror saying something other about Trump's going to be convicted before the actual conviction, before the jury made the actual deliberation. They said it took 3 hours for them to come to the deliberation of Joe Biden's case. Hunter Biden's case. So you gotta wonder, and I don't wish this on nobody. I don't want Joe Biden to be president again, but I won't rather be unsympathetic to what they're going through, because you gotta probably understand that they're going through a lot of stuff with maybe maybe Hunter is probably doing his best to get back to where he was, and it's sad because the man has kids, and he's a father, and he just like he's a President Biden's a father to him, but he's also a father to children and an uncle, I'm sure. And so anyway, that's sad to see. It's sad to see that even though President Trump, he's accused of being convicted or whatever of these things with false reports or whatever, or you're keeping bad books, and this election interference thing. What Hunter got himself into was a little bit more than what he can bargain for. Something that evidently President Trump has never gotten himself into, as far as breaking gun laws and doing drugs and stuff like that. We haven't never seen that with President Trump. And they were saying CNN was reporting all this stuff, and it was just they were kind of unloading in a way. I think they were let's just say it like this. They were getting to the point of being pretty honest with their reporting of the facts of the news or what have you on CNN, which was something that freaking astounded me, because you would think they'd be sitting there lying about everything, pointing to Trump. But they compared it, but they weren't blaming Trump for this and that and other. But then it went to another shot on the news there, and there was some lady sitting up there, making it sound like Hunter was a lot more solemn than President Trump, because every time he came out of the courtroom, whenever he was going through all that stuff, he was saying to judge this, to judge that, he was kind of chewing them out, beyond the gag order or whatever. But me personally, I hate to see anybody go through that. I don't have a desire or wish or ill will toward Biden, President Biden, or Hunter Biden, or his family, man. So just because I don't want him to be president, don't mean I'm gonna say his family's evil and this, that, and the other, because they're family. They're family no matter what. And can't say that. Can't speak ill of people when you don't really know them, and you can only make assumptions of who they are and what they are, whatever. So it's not right to say or do anything against them and not even knowing them. You know, you can make it your own opinion, your own assumption when you actually know the people. And so Biden did something stupid. Hunter, he did something stupid. People do stupid stuff all the time, but he's in the public spotlight as being the first son. You know, so you would think that he shouldn't have done that, or whenever he did that, it was he is the son of, was at the time the son of the vice president, the son of a senator, whatever he was, Joe Biden was, and then eventually the son of a president. That he was. He's going to be a spotlight, so he shouldn't have done crazy stuff, But seeing that all they went through and everything with Bo dying and stuff like that, and the condition that Joe Biden's in, his memory and all that, I kind of, don't want to be negative toward them or anything. And not that I wouldn't begin with myself personally. I know Trump, he ain't no angel. He's got a lot of issues, a lot of problems, and a lot of things come out of his mouth sometimes that people think, oh, what did he say? How did he say it? Why did he say it? And they start throwing words at him like, oh, this is what he said. He was ugly here and ugly there. And I think on the mudslinging, that's an old term they used to call it back in the political days. Call it mudslinging. They still call it that now. It needs to stop. Because I'm not slinging mud at Biden. I don't. Yeah, dummy. Go ahead. I don't want to see him, like I said, a president again. But then at the same time, I don't. I wouldn't like to see all this mudslinging and stuff. If the man doesn't, if he's not president again, if he doesn't serve again, let him go home. Let him go to Delaware. And kind of comfort his family or whatever, or the family comfort them, and just move on. Just be careful of the stairs. Watch out for the stairs. So Trump can kind of ramble on too. He can kind of go on about crazy stuff. He can kind of lose his focus on stuff. But I think he's a bit more mentally. He's got a lot more mental faculties than Joe does, and I think because a lot of the reason why Joe is in his position, it might be because of his own personal issues, his own health, as well as Bo passing away. It might have really hit him hard. And like I said, I'm not gonna down a family because I don't want them to be their father to be president, or husband or be president. And so I can't see a world with Kamala Harris as a president. Something ever happened to him because of this. I'm kind of wondering what kind of toll it's going to take on Joe, being that he knows this. I mean, he even said that he wouldn't pardon him, whatever, because he'd support the rule, the conviction, rather, or the verdict, rather. I mean, that's a good thing. I mean, that's a wise thing. But at the same time, what's that gonna do to him? I kind of think about that, and how he's already got a son that passed away. Now he's got a son facing prison time. Whether that's probation or whatever, whether it's commuted, that's still a record against his son. And so, that's kind of makes you think. And everybody says, oh, fuck Joe Biden, fuck him, fuck his son, fuck all of them, fuck his wife, fuck his family and everything. I'm not like that. I'm not like that. I don't want to give evil for evil, and I can't say that. I don't want him to be president because it's not because he trips upstairs. It's just because he's not the right guy for the presidency. I don't even know who Trump is really, but he's a lot better than what we have. It's not a better evil. It's just he's just a better president than Biden. That's all I'm saying. Not a best personality, but a better president. Anyway, see y'all later.